It stopped being about me when a couple people had to be shed off my life. More specifically, the person closest to me, I think, put me in alignment to be like, we can't let this define us. Like, now this is the time to push. This is the time to grow. It wasn't about me anymore, because at first it was, StephenObi this, StephenObi that. When Setlife became the forefront of that and like became more serious, more bigger than me, I think that's when we took the momentum and ran with it. Exciting freaking times, man. I'm so excited, guys. You guys have no idea. It's my first time showing you guys the studio space. I'm really trying my best to actually include you guys in the whole process. Obviously, we're still busy, like I said, but there's no excuses, man. There's no excuses. So far, all that has been done is changing the electrical sockets and adding more power points. The guys, I think they're basically done with the aluminum changes, because before the studio space had this old rusty thing, but I'll show you guys when we get to the spots. But yeah, man, I just wanted to show you guys and bring us along for the journey. You know, 10 years ago, all I wanted to do was just take photos. And I feel like now, years later, people are watching the start of something incredible. The start of something amazing. Yeah.
Between the Space, episode 2.
I remember feeling like a failure the time we had to close down the studio we had in Bram. Sure, yeah. About done. And for a number of reasons, one, the space I just felt like wasn't adequate enough to serve the purpose of what we wanted and what we were trying to build. But I think secondly, I think we had outgrown it in terms of vision, in terms of where Setlife was going to. I'm just saying the vision was always to have a space that caters to a plethora of creatives that just want to come through, have a space to chill, have a space to just be their best creative self. You know what I mean? And I felt like that space just was not it. Yeah. So welcome to the studio, man. So this is the first place you see the moment you walk in. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. And then here is the space, man. I think it's 296 square meters. 296 square meters. It's a big space. It's a big space. We've got the area up there, which is probably going to be used for storage and all sorts of things. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Here, we're probably going to make this like a cement type of vibe for this area. And then the rest of the space will probably be painted black. Here, we want to put a mural, because we think that's going to look really nice. Actually, we're still trying to figure out where the changing rooms should be, but here will definitely be the makeup area. Over here will be the storage area. Over here, on this end, would be the wall. The entire wall will be here. Right there. Here we are going to basically turn it into concrete, like a full solid concrete, just so that it doesn't have this, this exposed brick. Doesn't have this exposed brick look. Ugh, I just messed up my phone. Damn. And we'll also have the paper backdrops also chilling here. Over here, we still torn between if we're gonna do the same thing that we did back there or just paint the wall and then put a TV here. It probably would work out to be much cheaper, to be honest with you. But we'll just see. But I'm so excited, so scared, but we gotta do what we gotta do. One thing about me, I love a aesthetically pleasing place, having a space that not only looks like home, but also feels like home. Because when I tell you everything that's in this space is tailored to that comfort, tailored to that sense of belonging. That's my way of allowing a space to kind of speak for the people, but also be aesthetically pleasing for everyone, man. Every spot you can take a picture of, every spot you can have a podcast at. The space, when I tell you it was a blank canvas, Yo, that's an understatement. It was so bad. In saying in the searching process, we had gone through an extensive search process. We viewed certain spots in Ramberg, we viewed some spots in Weinberg, but I think when we found this one, when the other one failed, right? We had so many dreams and so many plans, man. We saw everything, we saw the structure, we were like, oh! But quickly, the realization of just how much work we need to put into the space hit us. The excitement quickly faded. I think I have a photo of me and Rendani sitting in the supposed podcast room, just like, hey man, like, what are we gonna do now, Covered in brown walls, just cement and bricks, quite frankly. We tried to go through the approach of getting an interior designer, but when we heard the price, it was like, it's a bit crazy, man. But I think that's the beauty of also having a team, because every single person in the team sort of putting in the individual work. What I'm trying to say? I think it was such a group and team effort that I realized just how much bigger it is than myself.
Cool, so let's head upstairs. This is gonna be where, editor side is gonna be. I'm looking forward to seeing how this place will look once transformed, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be so beautiful. I think it's gonna be so good. Here's the bathroom. I'm not too fond of the bathroom, to be honest with you. But I feel like it just gets the job done, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not the biggest of fans. And this right here is the area to go to our podcast room and also to my office. So as you can see, this is my office right here. Just gotta find the lights. Shit, the lights is in this side. So this right here is my office. You know what I mean? Like putting in that work, guys. Putting in that work here. It's gonna be so good. I'm still trying to figure out structurally how I want it to be. I might put a TV on here. I'm just not too sure if this allows. And then if we look here on these walls, it's just gonna be art right through. So one big piece of art here. Maybe just depending on how many we can actually fit right through, but I'm assuming probably just two actually. Probably just two with the lighting on top of them. I think will be really cool. This door I want to open because this will essentially be where our boardroom, maybe quiet area for clients would be. Also gonna be with the glass door because I'm not a fan of these doors, to be honest. And then right through, this is the podcast area. Yeah, as you can see, this side will be sealed off. Right through to here. Will be sealed off. And then this will then be the podcast room. Looking forward to seeing just kind of how it looks when it's put together. I'm sure the framing will probably be from this side. Against that wall as the backdrop, and then here we'll obviously have a glass door. We'll probably be able to mount lighting on the top just so that we're not, obviously in the frame. And then here will be our boardroom area. So yeah, man, exciting times. I'm so excited but scared at the same time. It's the biggest project I think I've ever embarked in my life. I'm scared, anxious, but when you're covered by God, I genuinely believe that, God is the overseer of everything. This dream was in my mind way before I even thought I was gonna be able to have something like this. So, why not just put all the trust in him? And look at the views from here. This will be changed. I don't like how old this looks, but you'll be able to essentially see downstairs, see what's happening, who's shooting. I just think it's amazing.
This is self-funded, like I've always said. The part that actually shocked me the most about this whole thing was hearing just how much some of these things cost. I think I was very naive. I was already getting rocked by what the rental was, right? So we took like a month to actually get started with everything. I'm thinking, we want to make it modern, we want to modernize everything. We would change out all the old, crusty looking things that the studio had. It was so bad. It was white doors, but we really wanted like modernized feel. Everything has to be meticulously thought after, you know what I mean? What makes me excited now is that like, we've been in this space for quite some time now, but I think we're used to it. But every time people walk in and see it, they're like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Like, this is mental. I mean, we did not anticipate the lounge area or the thingy area to even look like that. I mean, we got a ridiculous quote of like $500,000. We're like, where does that money come from? Are you serious? I'm excited, man. The whole space looks crazy. The vibes is up. The vibes is up. The plans rather that we have is, there's so many places we can take it. So many. Yeah. So right now we're currently trying to set up the cart for the stew. It's proving to be a lot more difficult than we thought, to be honest with you. But hey, man, Bino cooking, man. You feel me? Let me give you guys a little update on the stew. So we've gotten the epoxy all set up. You know what I'm trying to say? You can see the little reflectiveness. That's the whole, the chats. Pretty soon we're gonna have the mural up there. We got the spot painted white on this side, white on that side too. The gear cages are coming together. You know what I mean? Got a fan in there currently running, so they can dry a lot more faster. We get like some shelf dividers and stuff for the studio. But guys, we've been putting in that work, This area seems about done, ready. That area seems about done and ready. The change room will be on this side. It's gonna be so cool, guys. As you can see, the lighting in here is just impeccable. It looks so good. I'm so excited. Getting closer and closer there. As you guys can see there at the back, the makeup room, makeup area, changing area. Upstairs also looks like a vibe, but probably gonna do it in a separate video. Psych wall is coming together. We just have some really bad difficulties because of the freaking service provider. It's pissing us off, but it's all good though. We're almost there. Almost there. So what we got up to yesterday, got the wall slats on. It was a mission, but it's coming together. Nothing too crazy. Still deciding what to do with the artwork, but for what it's worth, it looks really nice.
We just say, hey, Jackson.
Oh, just like that?
That's it.
I think 12.
12. This week. Okay. Nice. Good job. Nice one, boys. Good job, please. Move this thing there.
Tala akha yonke sibonisa ukuthi in process anasibendi yo
Operating man, huh?
yeah.
The reality is new levels, new devils. The higher you go, the greater the struggle. You know what I'm trying to say? And with that being said, you already know that, there's no limit to where you can take it. And there's also no limit to where pain and suffering can come from too. So I think anything in life is a risk. That's number one. Going with the punches, allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, but at the end of the day, remain with that one thing that you started this whole thing, which was the craft, which is the art, which is, wanting to tell your story, which is wanting to, better your abilities on a day-by-day basis. I think for me, it's something that I constantly remind myself of, regardless of whatever people might say, regardless of the people who be like, oh, you're StephenObi. For me, I'm just StephenObi, a regular guy from Lagos, Nigeria, who picked up a camera and said, hey man, I love freezing moments. So I don't know, it just felt right. Fear and all, I think we just took the leap and we're here now.
Look at God, John.